Hi, welcome to the Between Them podcast. We're Michaela,
Jane,
Agnay,
and Coco, and we're yapping about what it's like to live with endometriosis.
No medical advice, just real experiences.
Let's get into it.
Hi. Today
Hello.
It's just you and me.
It's weird, isn't it? It's so quiet.
Yeah. Right. But I'm excited to discuss today because it's something that's been in my mind for such a long time. And I'm curious to hear your experiences of it. And I'm just also good to share because I have a feeling more women are going to start questioning things too.
Yeah.
Because, so what we are discussing today is hormonal medication as treatment for endometriosis. How has it been? And some things that I feel like have changed and made things worse. And that you're kind of wondering, why am I getting worse symptoms now than before when I wasn't taking hormones?
Yeah.
And the question of whether are hormones the best treatment then, and basically deciding to come off of it and see how our bodies feel.
Scary stuff.
Yeah.
It is scary stuff.
Yeah. I think it's good to kind of talk also indeed about the fears. I've been really anxious about coming off of it.
Yeah.
For reference, so I took my last pill on Sunday, so it's now been a couple days, and the anxiety is settling a bit. Now I'm off of it, but yeah, let's just get into it.
I mean, so for you personally, because obviously you've been on it for 3 years, you said.
Yeah.
The anxiety was real on the Sunday. You really struggled, didn't you?
Yeah. And it's funny. So we refer to our negative mindset. Coco had a great name for it. She calls it her Gina. So now every time we're saying, my Gina is going crazy, it's annoying me.
Yeah, I think Gina was out in full force on a Sunday.
I was feeling it. I think it's also because it's been building up. I've been kind of knowing that I want to stop taking the pill for a while now. But I've every time kind of made excuses and then delaying it. And I think it was just really building up because of the fear of the unknown, right? Not knowing what have the hormones done to my body in the last 3 years. And I know that my endometriosis hasn't progressed or changed because I've been checked already. So, but I do think yeah, I don't know. I was really afraid of, also because I remember some of my symptoms, of course, before going on the pill. And I was just afraid, what if they're so bad now that I'm going to suffer more? And it's a thing of I always take risks in life, and everybody's saying, well, you got to see it as an experiment. But when it comes to my health, I've noticed I've become less of a risk taker because it's even though taking this hormone pill is really not doing well, I can explain later, how many symptoms I've suddenly gotten added on, but it's familiar. It's comfortable. I know I know when I'm going to get a flare. I know what to do with the flares.
Yeah.
It's you get used to that stupid pain, right? And then you're afraid of changing it because you don't know how your body's going to be. And what if I can't get used to that as easily, So that's the mind fuck.
I think that's the problem, because for example, even let's say hormones aside, I know how to deal with my summer flares. I know how to deal with my winter flares because they're completely different, right? And it's the same with hormones, right? You've been on it for 3 years. You know exactly what you're going to have to do. And then all of a sudden, okay, things could get better. Things could get a lot worse, pain-wise. But what if all the other issues get better? So sometimes you think okay, so what's more worth it? Is it better to be in more severe pain less often, but not have all of the other stuff going on at the same time?
Right.
Or should I just deal with the inflammation with, millions of the symptoms, just so my pain isn't as bad?
Right. Yeah.
What
and
do you
I
think?
noticed that the pros of taking the pill no longer outweighed the cons.
Yeah.
I started to really think about, because let me go back to before I took the pill. When I was diagnosed in 2023, I was diagnosed because I kept pushing because I have really heavy periods, right? And I have prolonged, irregular and prolonged periods.
Yeah.
Those were really disrupting my life, because when you have prolonged periods and heavy, Like I would go to work and I would be on the toilet every 15 minutes because I have to like change my fucking tampons and whatever I was wearing. And it's crazy because it literally felt like I was constantly peeing in my pants because
Mhm.
it's so much coming out. And it was really disrupting my life because, of course, it's also not great for a sex life when you have so much blood always. Right. So, and I was getting a lot of UTIs and infections and stuff, and it just was uncomfortable. And my lower back. My lower back has always been related to my period. It's always been an issue.
Okay.
So, all in all, those were like my biggest symptoms. When they said take the pill because they didn't recommend surgery,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, yeah, because it would take away all of those symptoms. It would
Yeah.
take away the heavy periods, it would take away the lower back, the yeast infections, the UTIs, whatever. It would take that away. And it did. It literally, my period was gone like that.
Yeah.
Like I felt no more periods. I had no more cramping, none of that anymore. But suddenly, all these symptoms I didn't have before suddenly were coming.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird. I was always, even though I've had endometriosis for years, I'm thinking things since my first period, I've always been able to do things. Like I've been going on hiking in the mountains of Canada, you know, like moving my body, dancing every day. And when I dance, it's not like just, ooh, no, it's like flash dance, full on twerking,
Yeah.
everything. And walking my dogs, running, everything I could do. And for the last at least 2.5 years, I haven't been able to move my body because I'm literally feeling, I wake up feeling like I'm an 80-year-old. I'm,
Same.
com- yeah, I'm completely stiff
Yep.
and I feel these aches. Like getting out of my bed feels like I'm like, what the hell? You know, my hips feel weird.
Yeah.
And then going down the fucking stairs, it's like I have to
My
hold.
ankles. I'm like walking down and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
it's awful.
but I had none of that before.
Don't get me wrong, not none. Like some days you'd wake up stiff, and I think that's completely normal, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're active. But like because dogs wake me up at night sometimes to go out, it'd be like 3 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I've been asleep for 3 hours. Why can't I walk?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
not normal.
No. And those kind of things started to trigger me. Like, and of course, the mental side of it. It was really affecting me mentally. That was my fear going on the pill. When they gave it to me, I was like worried about, okay, what's it going to do to me mentally? Because I know hormones have a big impact on me because I'm usually a very optimistic, chipper kind of girl. And of course, the libido. I was worried that it was going to kill my libido. And both of those things happened. Like it definitely, the first pill I took definitely caused me to go into a major depression, like suicidal even. So I knew there was something wrong. And then they gave me a new pill, which made it less, but I'm still like depressive. But I think that's the pain also, the constant pain that's making me depressed. But my libido is completely like dead. I've said that already. But and so those things happened, but I just think it's really weird to be in this much pain when I wasn't before. Like I know I've heard stories of other endometriosis girls who do have a lot of pain before they started treatment or anything.
Yeah.
But my pain was really, I would have 2 or 3 days heavy periods, right? Then I would have a lot of pain, like a lot of cramping. And around my ovulation, I've always had that I would have a lot of pain. But that's where the only moments I had pain. And now it's like, really, it's every day.
Yeah.
And also like energy wise, my chronic fatigue.
What is energy?
I have such low energy. And I know we're dealing with heat waves now, but still.
It's so bad. Like, I'm the same. You know, Luke would ask in the morning, I was like, oh, you okay? And I'm like, I'm tired. And I'm like, again, it's like I'm just waking up. I can sleep however the hell I want. Maybe like 9.5 hours and I wake up like I've not slept. The brain
Exactly.
fog.
Yeah,
What
the
the
brain.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Those kind of things made me wonder. And also because I'm seeing it online, other girls saying the same
Yeah.
things. And of course, I'm not like doing like a test when I ask people, are you taking hormones or not? So I don't know which ones are for sure taking hormones, but a lot of them are taking hormones because it's kind of the most biggest thing advised.
Yeah, because, right, so you're going to get two options. You're going to get painkillers, hormones.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, because the medical professionals are giving you these options, you're like, okay, so trust your judgment. This is going to be the best thing for me. I will try it. And that was exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I remember I went to my first gynae appointment with Luke. And she was like, right, we're going to refer you for surgery. Do you want the coil inserted during surgery? And I went, no. And she was like, yeah, but, you know, these are the pros. And I was like, I don't think so. We kind of spoke about it after, because that was my worry. I was like, what if it makes me crazy? What if it makes me gain shitloads of weight? What if this, that, and yada? And then in the end, on the day of surgery, I was like, fine, I'll try it, because that's what they were pushing for. That's what they were saying could help me. And like, we get to the point where we're so desperate to feel remotely better, we just will try anything, right?
Anything. Yeah.
I'd love to obviously hear more people that have taken, well, it's the call, the pill, the injection, whatever variety of the hormones people had, and if they had come off it, and if they noticed that improvement that we think, like for example, Coco. I wish she was because obviously, like, she noticed a massive improvement in the mental health, all of the other stuff. So I would love to hear more stories about that, because the way I'm feeling, the way you're feeling, it's not right.
No.
And
It's
I'm
like,
not getting completely hormones, because I know for some people it works, and it's not me saying it's the devil that do it, but for us, as a personal experience, as a disclaimer, it's not right.
No, exactly. And I think also maybe for a lot of women that it works for a lot of their symptoms, and they've kind of just accepted the other things, right? Because it's true, when you read potential side effects of taking the pill, you know, depression, mood swings, you know, weight gain, libido, like a list goes on. But when you read them, and then you're kind of like, you take it, and then let's say women are benefiting from it because indeed they're not having their periods, they may not be having a lot of pain, the most important symptoms are taken away, and they might be having mood swings, they might be emotional, but they just accept that's part of it then.
Yeah, but then half the time, I guess, especially with women, we sometimes blame our mood swings on the time of the cycle we're at.
Yeah.
Mood swings on the, you know, it's the hormones, it's this, it's that, it's somewhere we worked. But in reality, like, I always said to Luke, I said, if I become crazy, you need to let me know.
I said the same, yeah.
But I think he might be scared. But I have noticed the mood swings I'm having, fuck me, they're so bad that sometimes I have to like take myself out on a timeout and go, that's not okay. Like, we don't, because I don't recognize myself sometimes. It's that bad.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, relatable for sure. Yeah.
And I used to get mood swings before, but like, it is fucking insane now. I'm like a different person half the time.
Yeah, I do feel like the longer I'm on these hormones, the worse it was getting mentally. So and also pain wise, because it just was getting worse and worse. And that's why I think also, like, you don't necessarily right away think it's the pill, because maybe you're thinking it's just like, you're dealing with pain, you're getting more pain. Okay, that's endometriosis. We're hearing that that's normal. And then the pain might be the reason why you're mentally having problems, you know, your emotions. To be honest, when I've had really bad pains for a couple days, don't get in my way, because I will be frustrated about everything. I will have patience for nothing. I would be irritated, like everything would irritate me, and then I would explode. And then you're thinking, well, that's related to the pain, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's the pill, right? So I think that doctors, certainly in the endometriosis community, like, they prescribe this pill too easily, like hormones. I feel like, because it's like seen as a band-aid, as a treatment, and like Coco says a couple times in the other pods, it takes away your period, and that's what they see as like a goal, right? As long as you're not getting your period, it's definitely not.
That's not that, like, it's not actual. I get it. Life is a lot easier because you don't have to worry about being in a period on holidays. You don't have to, you don't have to worry about, what if I accidentally get my period whilst I'm out. Do you know what I mean? That's taken away. Great, love that. But the point is, it's not natural. I think, as you said as well, like, they're prescribing it so easily. And what worries me even more is they're prescribing it very easily to a lot younger girls as well.
I
think, like, obviously, you know, being younger, not everything's fully developed. You're still waiting for, like, I remember going on a pill when I was 16. For what?
Yeah, same. I was 15. Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
But then why don't we look at other options? Why do we go on something that, like, for me, so when I went on the coil last year, before the surgery, I had beautiful skin. It was glowing. It was just lovely. And then surgery happened, coil happened. I was like, oh, I'm run down, blah, 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 blah. And every month it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, I've never had issues with my skin before. And I know it's fine. But like, I noticed it. I noticed that it's different. Like, I know for a fact that it's within the last year that that's changed.
Yes, it's the
And is
hormones.
it a coincidence? Maybe, but it has to be the hormones.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Even
if
though doctors probably wouldn't say that. They'll say, what else has changed in your life, you know?
oh, like, you got an older, it's that.
Yeah.
Shut up, I'm still young. But like for me with the coil, I always said I'll give it a year, and then obviously I nearly got it taken out in May. Was it? I think it was around
Mm.
time. I was going to get it taken out, and I got given completely two different opinions on what I should do. So I got prescribed the pill. Then I went to the clinic to get two different GP prescribed the pill. The clinic to get the coil taken out. And when I told the nurse practitioner, I was like, "This is what they prescribed me." She goes, "No." She was like, "You get migraines. You can't have that." And I was like, "Here we fucking go. Okay." So she kind of gave me the
Yeah.
option. Like, why don't you go on it for 9 weeks, I think it was. If you get first sign of migraine, you immediately stop it, but see if that's going to help you kind of balance out the coil.
Right.
Fine, whatever. I kind of cried on my way home because different opinions, and you go to a doctor and you're like,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
again. And then I tried that for 9 weeks, put myself in fucking hell and back because it was just awful.
Yeah.
Mentally, I think. So having the coil in plus then the hormones on top of
That's a
it.
lot of hormones.
Period.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the first month was really good. The second month was fine. And by the third month, I was like kind of back in, like, not spotting, but kind of like, they're not quite right there. And I was like,
Yeah.
here we go. So, like, I'm on double hormones. Things still aren't completely clear. Then I came off it, and I'm still in a position where it's not great. And I'm like, okay, so I'm constantly inflamed. The amount of pains and bloating I'm getting, that, like, endo belly, fuck, like, it's never been like that. Maybe once a month I'd take like a little
Yeah.
picture. Now it's at least twice a week.
Oh yeah. Mine's almost daily. Yeah.
So it's a lot more prominent anyway. But like some mornings I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, they're quite good. And next thing I know, like bam, I
Yeah.
lift coffee and it's there. That never was that bad. I'm definitely in pain a lot more.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, I was like, right, so I had surgery, immediately had the coil inserted. So what's what? Am I feeling like that because they've done the surgery, because I had a mix of ablation and excision, which is a shame. So I'm like, okay, are the parts where the ablation was done have grown back? Is it because of the surgery? Why is my right ovary feeling like this? And then, okay, but could it be the coil? And I'm like, I don't know. I've not had the life without the coil.
Yeah.
I don't know
After
if surgery helped, but
Yeah.
it's the hormones that are fucking me up. So it's coming out. It's time. And we'll see. We'll see. Because even Luke said, he's like, I don't remember it being that bad. Like, I asked him, and he's like, no, I don't think it was that bad before surgery.
Yeah. I did the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I can do is try, get the coil out, see where things are. And if things are still very bad, then okay. Then it's definitely the endo, not the hormone.
Right. And then we can always go back.
That's the point. I think I'd obviously definitely try something else, because the coil just didn't work for me, which is a shame because it did make some things better. Like my periods, so it's a bit wild. They are technically longer, which makes sense again.
Yeah.
But they're not as heavy. They're different. They're thick. Like, weird. Which is, I think that's what it's meant to do anyway. So, but because of the fact that they're longer, I'm a bit like, okay, so that's because before it'd be like 2.5, 3 days done. That's it.
Yeah.
But then I'm in pain a lot more. But before then, I used to have at least one day where I can't get out of bed, like fully can't get out of bed. And I'm like, so which part is better? But like looking at it now, I'd rather spend that bed in agony, that day in bed in agony.
Yeah.
And then I'm fine by day 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I had the same. I decided that because indeed for me it's my lower back. If it flares during my period, then I literally am bedridden for at least 1 or 2 days. And I'm like thinking, okay, give me that 1-2 days, then every day having this horrible, annoying pain of feeling like I'm fucking 80-year-old, you know?
Awful. It's just inflammation. The stiffness that I'm feeling every day, like
it's crazy.
Even by the time I go to bed, I'm like, right, my hips really hurt. Every single hips hurt. My everything hurts. And I'm like, so I've got 2 options. I could try and ride it out and fall asleep. I could take some good cocodamol or something to soothe it, and that's gonna help me to sleep. But I'm like, okay, so I'm not taking cocodamol to get to sleep every night. That's not on. That's
not good either. No. So but so I've already stopped. You're going to stop end of August. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 24th is my appointment. So The bad cousin of Gina is coming out. Can't wait.
What do you think you're most worried about?
Literally. So the first thing I thought about is we're going on holiday maybe 2 weeks after.
Okay, yeah.
And before I went on that pill, I was due on before the holiday or like after.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
I was
Okay.
due on the holiday, and I was like, shit. And now I'm getting the coil out, and I have no idea what's happening. So that's the only concern I have at the moment. Like
Yeah.
everything else, I think I'll deal with it as it comes. Like I was thinking, I was like, what if things get better? What if that happens? What if this happens? And I think I'm having a lot of like job anxiety as well at the moment.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, what if I can't do this? And you know, it's a whole thing. But I'm trying to push that away. I was like, that's we're gonna deal with that when it happens. But my main concern is like, what am I gonna do on that holiday? Because I don't know if I'm gonna come on a period, if it's gonna delay it, if it's like what's happening.
Right. Well,
So
when you went off the double dose, you got
yeah,
your period quite quickly.
like straight away place. Well, 5 days, 6.
Yeah.
It was
So you
quick.
might get it within the first week, and then this when you go on holiday, it might be done.
I hope so. So annoyingly, I'm gonna be due on very soon. Then I
Mm.
get the coil out, so I'm like maybe it's gonna speed it up and like mess up the cycle again. But I think if I'm at the point where it's getting close and I've not got it, I might get that tablet to delay it, which I know is gonna mess me up wildly afterwards. But I think I'm willing to deal with the consequences, given I don't want to be in a hotel room in Greece not being able to move.
Yeah. You know, periods, I feel like they always show up when you don't want them to show up. It's really like
Yeah. They know you're gonna wear white trousers. There you go. If you're gonna do it, they just know. But I think I don't know. There's a lot of the unknowns, and I think we can rack our brains and stress. And what if this happens? What if that happens? And it's gonna cause so much anxiety, like health anxiety, even.
and
Which I'm
which
trying not.
causes
Yeah.
our body to also have a problem. Yeah.
Like anytime. So I noticed even like a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that I stressed out about something so much. And it wasn't even like, I think it was more subconscious stress that I put myself in a flare, but to the point where the pains were so severe, I was like laying on a landing, trying to do some housework with like a little Hoover, just like laying on the floor. And I'm like, how did my stress induce it so much? So I think it's the same with like, you know, changing up the medication, it's doing anything like that. You can stress yourself out to insane flare up,
Yeah.
and it's worth it because in the end things might be absolutely fine.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
well,
that's also why on Sunday, like I would before I upped you guys, I was like, okay, I can feel this coming up. Usually I'm really like, okay, I'm gonna push it back down and push it aside, or I might talk to Matt about it, but I tend to keep my emotions inside my body. And I'm kind of learning to just, okay, you know what? I'm feeling this. I'm just going to cry. I'm just going to let it out. So I just decided I'm going to cry and let it out. And Matt was like really worried. He's like, oh, why are you crying? Are you in pain? You know? um, and then I messaged you girls because I was like thinking, okay, I was talking to Matt about it. And he's really like always very sweet about it, but he doesn't get it like you girls do. And it was really great because it kind of indeed that whole tell Gina to fuck off kind of idea.
yeah.
That helped me. But I think crying actually the next day I felt a lot better because I let that emotion just go instead of saying I'm gonna keep it in.
I think I always try and let it out. I cry so much. I never used to cry this much. I cry
Yeah.
at like there's one film, it's an animated film, and I could sob through the whole freaking film. I just cry, and especially so if I'm having a bad day, I'll put it on, and then I kind of have an excuse to cry, but in reality, I'm letting all those emotions out. But I think on the days where you are feeling like, okay, the anxiety is really high, really, you know, I'm like at the boiling point, write it down.
Yeah.
Define journaling routine, use that,
Yeah.
you know, reach out to the people because when we're anxious about something, we don't see the full picture.
No.
And we will freak out and we'll make it a lot worse and it'll be the end of the world. When in reality, it's fine. I think obviously for you, you've stopped the hormones already. So definitely one day at a time.
Yeah.
Get prepared for the worst. And to be fair, it might not even be that bad. You might be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm taking it one day at a time. And I'm trying not to check in with my body too much because then it's like you're causing it maybe.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of a journal, like I have made like a little graph for every day. If there's something coming up that I could make a note of it. I did that as well when I started the pill. So I figured I'll do it again as I come off of it. And that's good. And I think, I'm okay with it now. It's already been like, what is it now? Day 3, 4.
Yeah.
And I haven't like, my back hasn't like caused major problems yet. So, and I
Mm.
thought it was going to happen already on day 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm trying to see it now as like exciting. Like, let's see what's going to happen.
Right. It's like it's a little experiment. You get to see what your body is gonna, how it's gonna react, what it's capable of, and what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. And I think the most important part is just, okay, this is happening. Like, be rational about the symptoms. Be like, okay, my back's not good today, so maybe I'll do this. Like, make
Yeah.
sure you act and not like I'm giving you advice, but I know for a fact I will do the completely fucking opposite, and I'll get. But like, try and adapt to things and be like, right, this is
Yeah.
happening today, but it might not be as bad next month.
Yeah.
And I think definitely maybe for the first couple of months, like, just journal the symptoms, do the little graph, be like, okay, so back pain is bad around this and that, and I've done this today. Like just so you know the patterns, because
Yeah.
I think seeing the patterns really helps how to manage those flares, the symptoms, anything like that. Like for me in the beef, I plan my beef into,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, I know I'll have pain around ovulation, I know I'll have pain around period, I know I'll have pain around then. So it's like I can have beef on these parts of the month.
Really smart. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
How to plan.
I think it would be good to do, since you're gonna stop around the 24th, we'll do like in like at least a month time, we'll do like a little reflection on how it's going.
Yeah, I think maybe around October, I had like a good amount of time to settle, do a reflection, and watch us come back on like part 2, and we're gonna be like, please give us hormones, return us back to hormones now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping we're gonna be like, oh my God, I feel so much better now.
Well, I'm hoping because like I was saying to my friend the other day, I was just like, I'm struggling to lose weight. I'm doing everything right. I'm walking a lot. I'm going to the gym. I'm eating well. I'm doing everything right. Why am I playing with these 2 kilos every single time? Right? It's not right. So the weight, the inflation, everything, the bad moods, and I
Yeah.
think that when we do come to October, it's going to be beautiful. We're not going to be inflamed. We're going to be in some pain, but accept.
Yeah. That's normal. Yeah.
No more 80-year-old feelings when we wake up.
Yeah. I hope so.
We'll see. It's exciting times. It's a big change. What I would love is if any of the people listening, if they done a similar experiment or a similar experience, we'd love to know that, because I don't have enough girlfriends that I've spoken about this with.
Yeah.
So I would
Same.
love to get more experience to see how people dealt with it, because we all noticing the same things. So
Yeah. And I think we can really learn from each other. And I know everybody's different, but I think if we start to see maybe a pattern,
yeah,
then we can also help others out who might be questioning it too.
100%. Not
Yeah.
medical advice, but maybe we can help you how to deal with stuff.
Yeah. All right. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable.
I'll see you soon. Have the
Yeah.
best day.
You too. Bye.